Things have been going pretty well. Perhaps a little bit too well. Hello and welcome to episode 30 of Unemployed to Unstoppable. As you can see from the fixtures here, when you last saw us, we'd come through a home game victory against Sheffield United. We followed that up with an away win at Wolves, and in the league, a away win at Leeds. Within the league, we've lost to Leicester, Chelsea, Man United and Man City, which no surprises there really, although we can probably take a little bit of heart from the Man City game that was only 1-0. Other victories we picked up is Southampton at home, and then we've had cup victories against Middlesbrough on penalties in the second round and Bournemouth 2-1 away in the third round. That leaves us for today's episode with a home game against Blackburn, who are struggling down the bottom of the league, tipped at 2,000 to 1. They're the only team in the season preview that were below us. And MK Dons in an away game, Carabao Cup fourth round, which is the last 16, to possibly set up a quarter-final tie. Before we move on any further, I just wanted to suggest that I'm thinking about making a second series where I'll go through some of the tutorial aspects of Football Manager, such as how to choose a save, how to set up your tactics, how to set up your scouting network, and just the general things to look out for when you're playing Football Manager, how to set up your squad page, etc., things like that. If that's something you'd be interested in, chuck it in the comment section and I'll create something that we can move forward with together and take you through the tips and tricks on how to be reasonably successful. I'm not going to say anything like a masterclass. And again, if we're going to do that, we'll just pick a random European country and start a second division team, perhaps like Croatia, somewhere like that. So if you've got any suggestions of a country you'd like to explore, chuck it down in the comment section and we'll look at making something in the near future. With all that being said then, I'll click through and get us ready for the home game against Blackburn. And if you stay tuned, we'll see if we can recover from the Man City game. And welcome back for the home game against Blackburn. Starting lineup is Mammadov in goals, back four of Galvez, Omobamidele, Moreno and Mumba, midfield three of Althaus, Webster and Iglesias. And then we've got Go Big or Go Home on the left-hand side, Rashika on the right-hand side and Padilla up front. We are starting to think about now some of the rotational things in here. I've brought on Bamidele on just to get him some game time. He's lacking a bit of sharpness. We have got Sarmison, Watiao and the other players that take the place. Shipley, who's absent for today's game. But to make sure we achieve the play time for the players under contract, we really need to think about just rotating them around to make sure everybody gets kind of fair shift of games, whilst at the same time being respectful of the fact that points are very important at the minute. We've got 12 in the league so far, so that's 12 points from 8 games. I've worked out, and most people know historically, 40 points is enough to keep you up in the Premier League. We're going to try and average about a point a game, so we're aiming for 38. I think it's achievable. We're currently ahead of that curve, and it's just a case of making sure we stay on there. Games like this at home to Blackburn, these are the ones that we really need to push on and get something from, because the games against the Liverpools and the Man Cities, we're really going to struggle. I'll show you in between these matches, if I can, the comparison of ability between the clubs in the Premier League. We're miles behind in terms of wage budget, but actually when you look at the stats of defenders, attackers, midfielders, we're behind them there as well, as Padilla sticks the ball into the back of the net for an early goal. Big issues with Padilla in between the previous episode and now. He really wanted away. We were constantly getting bids from Fulham, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid to take him away. I don't think we would have been able to replace him. As Go Big or Go Home sticks us in for a second. As I was saying, I don't think we would have been able to replace Padilla with anyone. I know we brought in a lone striker to cover the gap, but I don't think we'll be able to get someone with the same potential and finishing ability as Padilla. So I turned everything back. He took the huff. His morale dipped for a huge number of games, but he's recently said he's happy to stay at the club now. So it just goes to show, if you stick with the decision you make, you can hold on to some of your best players. As a free kick goes in from Blackburn, we managed to get it away. So far so good then. Half an hour into the game, we've had 8 shots, 4 on target, and we managed to pick up 2 goals. We just need to keep an eye on fitness as we come into half time. Webster in the middle of the park to Iglesias. into Padilla, and it looks like we might get a penalty. We might go to VAR. We've not had much to do with VAR since we started in the lower leagues, but here we go. Penalty awarded, so everybody loves VAR when it goes in your favour. Up steps Webster, and he sticks it in the bottom corner to put us 3-0 up. So we're in a commanding position now. We might drop down to balanced slightly in the second half. We'll just see how the fitness of the players goes. I don't want to tweak too much too early because you can really upset the balance of the team and cause a cascade of events which throws you into a losing position. So we will just settle it and see how we go. So half time is upon us. We'll get into the dressing room, and again it's important that we make sure we say the right things, keep that morale high and get them out for the second half. And already I'm looking on the bench to see who we could maybe bring on from a developmental point of view. Sarmison, certainly one of the midfielders for the future that we picked up last season. He's been out on loan. He's back now, but we need to make sure he gets some game time because he's in that age period where ratings from games is actually going to benefit him more than the training. As Go Big or Go Home has a free kick from the edge of the box, but he swings it wide. So we'll probably go on the hour mark. We'll make a couple of changes. Omobamidele might well make way because he's playing worse of the two. We'll get Sarmison on for some much needed game time. Just see who else we've got on there. Watiao for Mumba. And then we'll leave the third substitution for in case anything goes wrong. We don't want to get caught out again like I did against Leeds last season where we finished the game with 10 men. So we'll keep that one in the bank and use it as we need to as the game develops. 25 minutes to go then. All going pretty good. Outhouse, he's a bit of a weird one really. He's not playing bad, but he's not playing great, and it's quite hard to fit him into that one great position. As Go Big or Go Home strikes another free kick from distance, but it just goes over the bar. Yeah, so Outhouse, he doesn't really fit in a position that is ideal for him, but he's so versatile he can play in any of them. I can't really exchange Iglesias out of the team because he's been one of our best performers. Obviously we've got him on loan from Real Madrid and he's one of our highest current performance players, so it's quite hard to fit Alfhouse in there in a position he wants while still maintaining the shape and balance of the team. But again, we'll let it develop. Hopefully he'll grow into it. Our coaching staff should start to develop him into that position and we will reap the benefits as Watiao breaks down the right long ball into Padilla, but he looked miles offside to me there. Blackburn playing the ball over the top. And again, not only the victory, it'd be nice to pick up a clean sheet as well. So we enter that final minute and we get one of them weird FM really long highlights into Padilla, but he has his effort saved. Webster over to Amechi. In it goes, but Blackburn get it away. And I think we're into the final throws, the final seconds now. Next time the ball goes out of play, it's probably the end of the game. He says as the ball goes over the top and he nervously waits for the ball to hit the back of the net, but there we go. First match of the episode, 3-0 victory at home to Blackburn. Puts us on to 15 points and edges us close to that 40-point mark. We'll have a quick glimpse at the table. There we go, European spot. I mean, how amazing would it be if we could get a European spot in the first season? It'd be amazing, but I think it's a bit of a stretch away. So that's the end of the league games for the episode. What I'll do is I'll click through and get us ready for the away game at MK Dons, see if we can secure ourselves a cup quarter final. So stay tuned and I will see you again shortly for a much rotated side. Welcome back for the away game at MK Dons in the cup. Slight changes to the side. We've got Mamadov in goals, the back four of Gill, Watiao, Moreno and Mumba. Midfield three of Kilkenny, Webster and Alzate. And then Hamilton, Rashika and Medaliev. So Medaliev, Hamilton, Alzate, Kilkenny and Gill all come in as changes for this match as we try and keep people fresh. Obviously the cup would be a bonus, but the important part is making sure we get enough points on the board to stay in the Premier League first and foremost. So this game's come quite quick after the Blackburn game and we just need to make sure we keep people fresh, ready for the next Premier League game. That being said, I think we have more than enough quality in the team to put these to the sword, so I'm expecting a victory. And it would change the dynamics of the team a little bit. It would have been nice to keep Iglesias in there for consistency because he's one of our best performers, but again, I see him as much more important keeping him fresh for the next match as Alzate gets a goal and he's deputised for Iglesias, so straight away that decision's probably vindicated. So well done Alzate. Big cheers all round. It's always good when a player proves the manager right. Now all we need is Medaliev to get a goal to justify Padilla being on the bench for today's game. What would be fantastic would be to set up a quarter-final tie. We've not really set the world on fire in the cups yet. We quite often go out of the cups early and concentrate on the league. In terms of getting to the Premier League, by far and away, the league positions and promotions in the early seasons are the best way to go. I would always advocate fielding weakened teams for the cups if you're looking purely to get up the leagues, because points is your main focus in that type of game. But when you are in the Premier League and you're in a position like we are where you've played 9 and you've got 15 points, you can afford to strengthen your team a little bit for the cup games, and certainly the further on you get, the more you may wish to do so, as Moreno brings the ball out the back to Mumba, Rashika into Webster, Kilkenny with it now, Moreno breaking forward. We need to kind of find that through ball to break the lines. Webster puts it over the top. Medeliev's not quick enough to get on the end of it, and it's put the ball back into MK Dom position. Moreno into Webster. So we're passing the ball around quite well, but we're just not finding that final delivery as it goes into Rashika. Back to Medeliev. It's fantastic. You couldn't have wrote down a better script than this, could you? You drop out Iglesias and bring in Alzate, and you drop out Padilla and bring in Medaliev, and both of them have got on the team sheet. All the other subs that are coming for the games, Hamilton, Kilkenny and Gill, must surely be thinking it's them next. Rashika's tiring, so we'll bring Padilla in on the right hand side. Medaliev puts in a corner. Moreno hits the header, comes off Alzate for his second of the game. And it looks like we're on another 3-0 scoreline as it currently stands, as MK Dons try and get a goal back just before half time. Great save by Mamadov. Keeps the score at 3 coming into that half time. And that'll give the players a lot of confidence and boost the morale going into the next league game as well. As we just need to see this out and get into the dressing room. Much needed team talk just to pick up that morale. Let players recover their fitness a little bit before the second half. See what the assistant recommends. Again, same as last game, happy with the shots on target. Let's keep it up. And same as last game, we'll just look to make a couple substitutions, especially development of Sarmerson's, again another one. Give Althouse some game time. We'll just wait till about the hour mark. Don't want to make substitutions too early. We'll probably make 2 similar to last game and then leave that one for injuries or tiredness. But as you can see there, MK Dons have just got a goal back from Clare, and really don't want to make too much of a change while the game's in the balance. We've still got a 2-goal cushion, so relatively comfortable, but like I say, I'll just wait till that hour mark. Don't get too hasty as they have a goal kick from the back over the top. We win the initial header, but MK Don's starting to play a bit more of the ball as Kilkenny steps in, gets the ball back, and now we have a chance to lead a counter above the top to Medaliev. He cuts back and holds up the play to bring Gill and Kilkenny in. We've got some numbers forward now as Padilla breaks into the box. Back to Mumba, into Padilla. Mumba delivers into Medaliev's feet. What a great little goal. He held the ball well, he didn't panic. Laid off to Padilla, who broke in from the right hand wing. And that restores the 3-goal advantage and puts us 4-1 up. We'll just do a little couple tactical tweaks recommended from the staff to try and mark Clare to stop a recurrence of a goal going in. But that being said, we will look to Watiao off, Sarmerson on. See who else we can bring on. Leighton Stewart. I don't really want to bring him on. We'll just make Kilkenny, who's on a yellow, for Althouse, just to save us any red card embarrassments I will get for the second half and hopefully put this game to bed. I don't want to do it just for a game suspension. We'll do Moreno on my belly. Do you know, I was getting his name right for a while and it's just got me all tongue twisted again. As we go into the final 20 minutes, we shouldn't really have any substitutions left, but we'll just keep going. In terms of shots on target, 8 against 7, so it's probably a bit of an unfair scoreline from their point of view, but possession-wise and the way we've played the ball, I think we absolutely deserve to win. I would say that, being the manager of Norwich. Some might even say I'm biased. Oh, how dare they? But we'll just keep going, see the game out, and hopefully we'll get a favourable draw for the next round. We won't see that in today's episode because it won't come straight after the game. We'll have to wait a little bit, but hopefully by next episode we'll know where we are in the next round, if we haven't been knocked out in between matches. Injury to Webster. Is it going to let me make one more sub? No. So once again, been caught out by the use of all the subs. It's only the 89th minute, so it's not the end of the world. There's Medaliev. He's got the freedom of the park to come up and score, and he's just beautiful finish into the far post. That's the composure you want of a striker. He's certainly fighting his case for a start in one of the next Premier League games. We've only got him on loan at the minute, but what's to say we can't get him permanently come the end of the season if he performs well. As Mamedov puts in an initial save, but Adebayo's got a goal back, makes the score 5-2, but with 2 minutes of injury time left, I can't see anything else happening as Hamilton breaks into the box and he gets in on the action too. So 3 of the players who came in as a replacement for this match for fitness purposes have got their names on the score sheet. The front 4 have been outstanding today. All of them getting goals, a couple of them getting 2. And certainly they're staking a claim for a start in future Premier League matches. And in terms of performances, that's one of our better performances of the season so far. We've come on a long way. We've done a double victory episode. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. I'll just have a quick look to see if there is any hint of the draw that I can show you just before we disappear. I don't think there is. So yeah, there's nothing in there at the minute. So once again, thanks for watching the episode. Again, remember to comment if you're interested in some tutorial videos or even a different series as a lower league European club. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care.